R-Type was nothing short of an arcade colossus. The shoot-em-up that had us all stuffing coins into arcade machines like there was no tomorrow. It was the game everyone talked about, the one that made coin slots rattle and wallets run dry. So when it finally landed on the Commodore 64, the anticipation was absolutely sky high. The question on everyone's lips, could our humble bread bin really handle the fearsome Bydo Empire? Well, let's have a proper look. Released in 1988 by Electric Dreams and coded by Manfred Trenz, this port had the near impossible job of packing Irem's visually stunning, mechanically intricate arcade classic into the modest confines of the C64's hardware. If you were even vaguely near an arcade in the 80s, you'd have heard the name R-Type. It's the granddaddy of side-scrolling blasters, filled to bursting with relentless enemy waves, colossal bosses. Surely, this was destined to be a C64 classic. Well, yes and no. I swear, every time you lost your 3 precious lives, you had to rewind the tape and start all over again, like being sent to the back of a crowded queue. If you remember that maddening ritual, you're not alone. Feel free to share your loading horror stories in the comments. Misery loves company, after all. Now I'm playing this on an emulator, no tedious tape rewinds for me, but I could have sped the game up to make it less sluggish. However, that wouldn't have been fair to the authentic 1988 experience, where your ship trundled forward like it was towing a caravan full of bricks. Honestly, is it just me, or does your little fighter crawl along like it's got all the time in the world? Your enemies are tearing around like they've necked a triple espresso, while you're shambling along like a pissed up snail. The real meat of R-Type is on that force pod. You grab these weird metal turds the aliens shat out, slap them on your ship, front or back, and they've got you sorted. Front one's a beast for blasting tight gaps, rear keeps your arse covered, and it's bloody indestructible. Then the charge shot. Hold fire, build it up, let rip. The longer you hold, bigger the laser, wipes out anything. Dead simple, dead effective. Graphics-wise, Electric Dreams didn't cock it up too bad. That grim first level with the moody caves, level 2's dingy tunnels, captures the arcade's metal guts pretty spot on. But then you hit that spinning ring of death in the arcade. On C64? Nah, it's just a static ring firing bullets. Gutted. Sprites so look R-Type though. Pod, beam, bosses, all there. But it feels like it's straining to be the arcade, when it should have just owned being a C64 blaster. Devs were wrestling the thing instead of letting it breathe. Unlike Thalamus lads with Armalite, Delta, or X-Out that knew the 64 inside out. Amiga version? Proper job. Near arcade pixels, silky smooth, and that banging Hülsbeck tune gets your blood up. Got an Amiga or emulator? Load it up, leagues ahead, shows what the beast could do. C64 R-Type ain't a car crash mind. For shoehorning arcade guts into 8-bit, it's about as good as you'd get. But for proper manic shooty thrills on the 64, Armalite and Delta smash it with way more swagger. Still, in those days, just having a slice of arcade legend on our beloved C64 was a treat worth savouring, even if it sometimes came across like a fine painting seen through a dusty lens. Still, if this was one of your favourite shoot-em-ups on the Commodore 64, then you'll recognise that games were completely subjective. And I'd love to hear your take on this classic game in the comments section. Thanks for watching guys, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video as this really helps the channel, and be sure to check out the other games on the various playlists as the game you were waiting for might already have been covered. Stick around for more nostalgic content, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, bye for now.